Happy Friday and Pajama Day, Blue Ridge art friends. I don't know about you, but it's kind of been Pajama Day every day for me, but today's a better excuse to be in them, right? So for our Friday project, we are going to have fun by making optical illusions. So this is what it's going to look like. An optical illusion is a way that we kind of play tricks on our brain. So it's maybe making something look like it's 3D when it's on just a flat 2D piece of paper. It kind of, in this, for instance, in our project, it looks like our project's going back. So when we say optical illusion, optical refers to our eyes, and illusion's kind of like a magic trick. So for our project today, you are going to need paper, pencil, eraser. If you like to be really perfect, you're going to need a ruler or something that has a straight edge. So even this lid could be used as a straight edge. And anything you want to color with. So that's up to you. For mine, I use coloring pencils and markers, but you could do a really cool job doing this in watercolors or even just crayons as well. So pause the video, grab your supplies, and let's get making some art today. All right, so for the first part of the project, just make sure you have your paper and your pencil ready. So we're going to start in by putting in a vanishing point. So a vanishing point is just going to be a little tiny dot, and when we draw our lines, all of our lines are going to connect from this dot and they will go out. So it's kind of like where everything meets and or ends, you might say. So this is what's going to give us the illusion that our project is kind of going in. So you can put your dot wherever you want. Just kind of remember that we are going to have to erase it, so you don't want to do it too big or too dark. And I'm going to choose to do my dot somewhere over here in this corner, but you could do yours in the center. And since it's light, kind of move it up so you can see what I did. All right, so from there, we're going to make lines coming up. So I'm going to just kind of drop in a diagonal line on my paper. And I'm not using a ruler, but if you want to be super perfect and have very straight lines, you could go ahead and get a ruler for this. And I'm going to kind of keep making these lines come out from the center point. And they're going to make kind of like these triangle like shapes or spaces. And some can be closer together, some can be further apart. Good. So when you're done, you should have something like this. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make a line in every single one. So we're going to make a U line, and the U has to start from one end and connect to the other. And you're going to keep picking up where you left off to make that line. So it's going to kind of look like it's one continuous wavy line, but it's going to go start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. But you want it to be kind of connected like a chain going around. And then you're just going to keep doing that. Now, I would recommend that you make it about a finger space apart. If you do it really close, you're going to be here probably all day drawing your lines and then coloring them in. So you want to make sure you're leaving a good amount of space. But if you want to make some closer and then some further apart, you could do that too. So this should kind of look like a spider web. Now, all what you're going to do is you're going to keep repeating this. These U lines, start and stop, start and stop, start and stop. And you notice that sometimes my spaces are wider, sometimes they're closer together. And I don't typically pick up my pencil. I kind of keep my pencil down that whole time. Now eventually you're going to get really close to the edge. So when you get close to the edge, you just kind of pretend you went there and then pick it up where you left off. So I would pretend and pick it up where I left off. And now I'm kind of at the point where you won't see this one. Maybe I can add part of one over here. And now I'm just going to be at this part. And I'm not going to have any more anyplace else. So again, I kind of pretended it went off and I picked it up. And that's about it for over there. So now I'm just going to have to keep doing these two spaces. So you want to fill the lines all the way up to those edges. So kind of pretend, and maybe I'll add one more here. So when you're done, you should have something like this, but you can make your point from the center. You can make your point from here. Here is up to you where you are putting your point. So then after this part, very simple drawing today, you get to color it. And the coloring's up to you. You could do rainbows, you could do patterns, so like red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. You could do patterns and designs. So if you want to get really into it, you could do the Zentangles I've taught you before, where you just kind of do these doodly patterns. So use your imagination and go crazy with it and color it in. Wonderful job as always, Blue Ridge. I just wanted to maybe cover one thing with you before I leave you for today. So if you were watching my coloring, you can see that I kind of added to my optical illusion to really make it look like it's going back by coloring darker on the edges. And so I made it lighter in the middle. Now, if you're wondering how I did that, I used coloring pencil and then I used the marker because marker tends to be darker at the edges. But if you don't have the option of using two different supplies, you could just use maybe just coloring pencils or just crayons, and you could color lightly, and then when you go to color your edges, press harder with the material that you're using, and that will also help you achieve that effect. But like I said, you don't have to do what I did at all. You could use different colors, you could use patterns and designs. It's really up to you on how to do it. But I know some of you might be wondering, so I wanted to fill it in. Now remember, I've been posting lots of videos, so if you want to stay in the loop and never miss a video, you can always click this button, and then you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you'll never miss one, okay? But until I see you next time, keep creating.